Carrion was revealed during one of Devolver's big E3 presentations, and during the Game Awards kind of event, the game had its limited demo put available for everyone to play, and I managed to get some footage of it. And what we have here is a game that very much adheres to a single gameplay loop, but it may prove to be a little repetitive going forward. Keep in mind that the footage you're seeing is in early alpha and may not represent the current version of the game. But the story is that we play as this amorphous blob-looking thing who has been set to and unleashed on what appears to be a space station, where their only mission is to rip, tear, and consume. And the developers describe this as a reverse horror game, and I think that's a very apt description. One thing that I really like is kind of the motion and movement of the character. It reminds me a lot of some of the footage we saw from John Carpenter's The Thing, with how it would move and kind of force its tendrils all around, at least certain forms of it. Now, the demo itself is not that long, and I actually finished it in about 10 minutes, and we're not going to probably get that long in this first look. And one of the big things about the game is that your specials are tied to your health. And you see my health at the top of the screen. Right now I have this kind of stunned, kind of like tentacle grab attack. But in like the next few seconds of footage, you're going to see me get a dash, as well as get a second segment of health. And this is a little bit of a weird thing, as I'm not sure I like health being tied to special abilities, especially when certain areas seem to be kind of locked unless you use the right special. Right now I'm about to get a dash attack, and there is hints of you getting more abilities, as you can see in the bottom left, the UI that looks like something is locked. Now, for the full game, I don't know if there's going to be kind of a level-by-level format, or will it be more of a Metroidvania, with you moving from one area to the next, and maybe have to return with specific upgrades. For this demo, it basically ends after we go through a strange portal after activating those 3 switches. Now, with that said, there's not much to talk about with Carrion right now. It definitely has its theme down. But we're going to do our quick Patreon and supporter shout out now, and when we return, we're going to talk about some of the limitations that at least are in this version of it. And now for a quick thank you to our current Game Wisdom Patreon supporters and sponsors. And if you'd like to continue this discussion on game design, be sure to check out our Discord channel, linked down below. If you're looking for more wisdom about game design, be sure to check out my latest offering of books, 20 Essential Games to Study, aimed for first-time developers and students looking for some inspiration for their upcoming games, and Game Design Deep Dive Platformers if you're interested in anything regarding 2D and 3D platforming design. They're both available in print, digital, and wherever books are being sold. Carrion is a great example of a game that definitely adheres to its specific vision, in this case being a quote-unquote reverse horror kind of game, but the demo definitely kind of hints that I don't know how much there is left beyond that initial concept. While we can certainly enjoy moving around as this tentacled beast and consuming enemies, there doesn't seem to be much else. Now again, with that said, it is important to point out that this is an early alpha demo, so the footage that you're seeing is not even a full, beta or anything like that. One problem is that it did feel a little unruly trying to attack multiple enemies at the same time, and I had a lot of trouble with getting the dash to hit characters. There were cases where I would do the dash charge, he would go forward, and would kind of like clip through the character, and the actual hitbox on the dash wouldn't proc. But with that said, I do like this idea. I always like games that go for a different feel in terms of their horror, and Carrion definitely does that. And I'll be interested to see what they're going to do in terms of kind of adding more to the game. Whether it's giving more humanoid type enemies, other monsters, or even boss fights. But with with that said, with the footage itself only being 10 minutes long, and I already showed the end of it right there, we're going to wrap up this first look here. As always, if you'd like me to take a look at your game in the future, please don't hesitate to get in touch and come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where some of the art and science of games. Once again, this has been Carrion, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed things, be sure to do all the liking and subscribing that the kids are doing these days. Check out our Discord channel linked down below where we hang out and chat game design, and come back later tonight for our regular streamings. But that's it, and tune in for more great content here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games.